We all recognize exercise being good for health. However, contrary to the popular belief, exercise is not fully understood yet. In the CELLab, our main objective is to study the impact of exercise on metabolic and functional health across the lifespans. In order to accomplish that, what we're doing is we're studying the impact of exercise from the cellular level all the way to the community level. My name is Dr. Senechal.
And I'm Dr. Danielle Bouchard, and we manage the UNB CELLab, where we supervise about 15 students right now and also employ about 10 people. Let's come in so we can show you what we've been up to.
Exercise training usually leads to improvement in glucose value. However, new data suggests that it's not always the case, with exercise training not necessarily translating into improvement in glucose value. This is a really important question. Why is that happening? Well, the EXIST study was designed to answer this question and aim at investigating if the release of the hormone called arousin could potentially explain why exercise is good in some individuals and not so much in others. In the EXIST study, children living with obesity trained with our group for 6 weeks. Following that 6-week intervention, when we look at the glucose value, we observe a strong inter-individual variations, meaning that half of the cohort actually improved their glucose value while the other half didn't change it or even got worse. What was even more interesting is when we look at the arousin data, because we observed that children who improved their glucose value had a 90% increase in the release of that hormone compared to only 24% in the other children. Those results are important because they help us to understand exercise training response, but also offer some potential mechanism as to why exercise training leads to improvement in glucose.
Now we know more about irisin response with exercise training in youth living with obesity. But what about older adults and how they compare to younger individuals?
The reaction study aimed to answer this research question by comparing a group of older adults living with obesity to a group of younger adults living with obesity. The results showed there was no increase in irisin during resistance training, and this lack of change was observed in both age groups. However, these results are important as it suggests that any improvements during resistance training in relation to diabetes outcomes may not be due to an acute increase in the blood biomarker irisin.
Nice. Go. Awesome job. Push through, push. Great work. Keep up. Awesome job. Keep going. Go. Good job. You almost actually push them through. Great work.
One of our research focus has been sedentary behavior, especially in the older adults, where they tend to sit even more than adults. At first, we did realize by testing the sedentary time in nursing home that people that can actually stand are not doing it often. So it come up to be like 93% of the time they are either sitting or laying down, and because of that, we started a program that is called Stand If You Can. And this program is actually trying to get to people that can stand but don't do it really often, to stand at least 10 minutes at a time for about 100 minutes per week, and we are hoping that this will increase their functional abilities and eventually their time that they're going to the hospital or the length of stay at the hospital, and even maybe reduce their risk of falls.
Great work, Miles. Keep it up. We also have another study in our community called Zoomers on the Go, where exercise sessions are offered to adults 50 years and older led by their peers. This program started in St. John, New Brunswick and aims at reducing the risk of falls. We just tested 120 residents of Fredericton all across 6 different locations. We are now implementing this program in both French and English across New Brunswick.
Our most recent research program is the intensity study. Its main goal is to identify which aspects of exercise are most beneficial for those living with diabetes. We know that exercise is great for one's health. However, we are unsure why some respond differently to it than others. We aim to identify whether it's the intensity or the amount of exercise that plays the main component in the observed benefits.
We do appreciate the time commitment and the willingness of people from the community who are taking part in our research project. As a matter of fact, they are a key player for our research program, so we do appreciate that. Usually they're taking part in our research because they're getting some measurement that otherwise they wouldn't get. They also get some complementary in terms of fitness assessment.
So we hope that this video really intrigued you to become a research participant, and you can have all that information online on UNB CELLab, and we hope to see you soon.